Hi, I'm Austin.
My name's Roz.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Helen. Together, we've created Travel Buddy, a web application where adventures come to life. Users can explore hidden gems of travel internationally or on their own doorstep, brought to them by their fellow travellers. We wanted to create a site which met the needs of independent travellers, a way to plan new trips or discover secret spots, and view locals' top tips to create a truly authentic travel experience. As a user content-driven platform, users would be encouraged to post their own experiences, to create a database of exciting ideas of things to see and do off the beaten track. With a front end using React, styled components, Axios, Firebase and React Leaflet, we built a back end using Express, GraphQL and completed TDD with Jest. And now, over to Steve.
Here we are, on the site, logged in as user Rumbling C#, real name Ikra Jensen. Ikra is visiting York and using the platform to find things to do. With geolocation enabled, the home screen loads with the React Leaflet map component centered on her current location. Above the map, we have a range of controls which allow Ikra to gather more information about the site or go to an area of the site you would like to visit. The GraphQL backend serves up the pins requested by Axios, which are displayed on the map to show Ikra the experiences already added to the site. Ikra can click on a pin, which will display a pop-up showing the experience, title, date and username. She can then choose to close the pop-up or follow the link to view the full experience screen. The full experience is fetched from the backend and rendered along with any related comments. Ikra can like and comment upon an experience and like other users' comments. This performs a GraphQL mutation on the backend, which in turn updates the Postgres database with the new data.
Whilst visiting York, Ikra also uses the site to tell others about a great experience she had there. Clicking on the screen at the relevant location drops a pin on the map and simultaneously makes a pop-up appear, asking Ikra if she would like to add her experience at that location. She can then follow the link to upload her own experience for others to see, like and comment upon. If she wants to add any hashtags, she can include these in the description field. She also has the option to upload an image to accompany her experience, which is then stored by Firebase storage. The form can't be submitted unless all fields have been filled out. If Ikra changes her mind, she can easily delete her experience.
Hi, my name's Steve, and I'm going to talk about our tech stack. When considering our tech stack, we wanted the finished site to be fast and responsive for users on the move. We used React to create our project, taking advantage of the components element, which meant that we could share development across the team. As we all had experience in React, it allowed us to make better choices about planning the wireframes and be confident that it would work without other tech choices, one of which was Leaflet Map and React Leaflet. We wanted a map the user could easily navigate to find and post experiences. We chose Leaflet because it's a lightweight and flexible API with simplified integration on the front end and its own pre-built React component. We also felt it was the most open source option. We also used Axios as it's familiar tech to us. Further, being a promise-based library, we knew it would be easy to query the backend API. During development, we realised that we would need to use cloud-based storage in order to host the images, which are integral to the site. So we chose Firebase, as it provided a clear and easy route to cloud storage. Being a Google product, we also knew it could cope with the expanding needs of the site as it grew, and could provide a long-term storage option. Finally, on the front end, we chose styled components to create our CSS, as its modular nature allowed us to keep our CSS and styling separate to the main components. When it came to building the backend, we used the Express framework due to its lightweight nature and wide ecosystem of plugins. For our database, we used Postgres due to the relational nature of our data. And after spiking, we decided to use GraphQL API in order to take advantage of its single endpoint. It also allowed the front end to send a request for exactly the information it required. Finally, we used Jest for our TDD. I'm going to hand you over to Austin. Thank you.
As the project developed, we encountered several problems with the tech stack that we'd chosen. An early blocker was the more complicated nature of GraphQL. We found that the supporting documentation was lacking in detail in certain areas and was difficult to implement. It was a steep learning curve, but we found that with a lot of research and some trial and error, we were able to solve any problems that we had. And as GraphQL is used throughout the entire project, we were able to apply lessons learnt on the back end, such as how to structure queries for automated testing, to the front end where we had to request information from the API. We also had difficulties with React Leaflet. During our spiking, we were impressed with the React compatible nature of the API and that it was truly open source. However, when we began working with it, we realised it had certain limitations. For instance, React Leaflet was not compatible with star components, so our styling options were limited. It was also very difficult to get an information pop-up to appear in front of the leaflet map layer. In fact, the only way that we could do this was to have a very high z-index value in the CSS. Now, Ros will take you through some of the soft skills that we've developed whilst doing this project.
Thanks, Austin. Organisation was key to the success of our project. Throughout the process, we used Agile-inspired practices to achieve this. Regular contact with the team was integral to staying organised. Most days would start and end with a stand-up to ensure everyone stayed up to date. Our Trello board was the heart of our project, as we used it daily with stand-ups so we could easily see our progress. Nothing feels better than moving a task onto the done list. Opting for the mobile-first approach, we used Figma to rough out the basic functionality we wanted. Figma's preview feature meant we could easily create specific user stories whilst working remotely. We then made more precise wireframes of each screen, considering fonts, colours, layouts, and smaller details such as like buttons and input fields, in an effort to make the app distinct from other map-based applications. Pair programming simplified some of the bigger tech stack issues, and we appreciated the peer support aspect of cracking a difficult piece of code. Getting to grips with shared Git repos was an exciting experience, and at first we all found merging branches a bit scary. But our Git skills have improved immensely. We've learnt it's not as scary as we first thought, and careful deliberation will solve most problems. Now back to Helen.
Overall, we're pleased with our project. We feel it is a modern, welcoming site which meets our audience's needs. Upon reflection, initially we were over-ambitious about the number of features our project would contain, not yet realising what was realistic for a 2-week, 4-person project. Further developments we would like to implement include the ability for a user to search the map using both geographical locations and also user input hashtags. Further, we would develop the site to be able to offer suggested personalised trip itineraries based upon a user's interests, and this would be compiled of the experiences that other users have left. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation. We're available to answer questions in the chat below, should you wish.